Hello, friends. Does anyone else that does their makeup put on like 75 things to make your face dewy and moisturized before you put on foundation? Because that's what I do these days. I have like JLo cream, moisturizer, tinted moisturizer, Hydro Touch primer, rose gloss. Like, it's just all the things, and then I get after it. Just I want my face to be very not dry. Anyway, good morning. Happy first Monday of the new year. So I was sitting here thinking, do I want to talk to you guys now? Do you want to go live later? What do I want to do? And I decided that I would go live now. Because here's the deal. The other day, if you're popping on, say hi. Tell me that you're here. If you're watching the replay, tell me that you're here watching the replay. Okay, thank you. Anyway, so the deal is that a couple weeks ago, or God only knows, a couple months ago maybe it was at this point, but I was speaking to my coach, and we were talking about like just some different things in my business and whatever. And she was like, well, how do you want every day to be? Like, what is the thing that you're wanting? Because I'm like kind of trying to like, reestablish some things. I took off a lot of time when Mac was sick and then when he died. So real life, right? I took a lot of time off to grieve and deal with that. And I'm glad that I did. You guys get to watch me paint my face like a child while I tell you this story. So anyway, I obviously need more foundation because I just spent like 3 minutes trying to get something to come out of there. But anyway, so in that like reflection process of me realizing like, how do I want my life to be? What do I want to do with the business now? Like blah, blah, blah. Kind of at this like new crossroads kind of situation, which is exciting. And one of the things that I realized was I want to be here with you more. Okay. Again, which is what I used to do all the time. Like, I know what works in building a business. Obviously, I've built one. I built a bunch of other people's, or had a hand in what they were doing, I guess I could say. So I definitely understand. Anyway, all of that to say, tricks of the trade was my whole reasoning for doing this. One of the deals is a lot of people say, oh my gosh, Jamie, how are you so comfortable on live streams? Well, let me tell you what. I haven't always been comfortable on live streams. That's not true. Or like making videos and saying just, spouting out whatever words I feel so inclined to spout out. This sit right here is just like trying to have a life of its own. Anyway, it's been like days. It just is not even a thing. So one of the things that's a big game changer in general is being prepared in advance so that other things don't distract me from speaking in the moment, right? For some reason, if you guys are putting a comment in, I can't see it. So if I'm not acknowledging it, that's because Facebook is doing that annoying thing where I can't see your comments. But anyway, so being prepared, right? So what does that look like? Well, for me, there's a few things. And so I'm going to tell you about them because maybe they'll work for you too. Number one is, well, obviously planning your week in advance, like down to like what areas of my body I'm going to work out on what days. And if I'm going to go to a yoga class or if I'm going to go wherever, like having that shit figured out is a big deal for me. In advance makes a big difference for sure. So it's a major key. But the other part is like every single day, I don't really love going live when I don't look a certain way. Although like right now I look crazy, right? Because that's just what we're doing. But like I need to record podcasts later and all of those kinds of good things. And so I know that I might as well just do this, get ready, put makeup on, do all those things now versus waiting, because then later it'll be an excuse as to why I don't do the things. Do you see what I'm getting at here? Just like if you didn't plan what days you were going to work out, it becomes an excuse that you use. Oh, I didn't have time. I didn't get signed up for that class, blah, blah, blah. It all becomes an excuse because this is what we do as humans, is make excuses for the reasons why things don't happen and blah, blah, blah. And we put ourselves in these shitty situations for whatever reason. And so like the goal is to not do that and to learn how to not do that. So with that being said, if I get up and get dressed and get ready, put on my makeup in the mornings, there's no excuse for me not showing up to record and do whatever I want. Like, there's just no excuse for it, right? So that's a trick of the trade. The other thing is, I always tell people, like, okay, you work from home, that's great, or you make your own. Back then, when I used to say this all the time, a lot of people didn't work from home. Like, that wasn't as common as it is now. But put on some real pants. Like, I'm literally dressed in what I will wear for the rest of the day. This is what I'll wear to yoga later. So that there's no excuses. Like, I put myself in the right headspace, right? Like, that's the trick. That's the trick. You set yourself up for success. Just like you would make a plan for a project, you do the same thing with your week, you do the same thing with your day, but everybody's different. So like, I always want people to remember that it's really about finding what works good for you and sticking with that, because every single person is different. So it just takes time. It also takes being really, really honest with yourself, right? Like, what is stopping me? What are the excuses that I'm making as to why, you know, this didn't work, or I didn't go, or I didn't make that phone call, or blah, 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 whatever it is, right? You have to be able to pay attention to your own patterns and be willing to say, yeah, like, and not dog on yourself about it. That's the other kick. Another trick is that if you are being super self-aware and paying attention to the things that are happening in your world, and this is tricky because I used to do this before I realized that I was even doing it, but you can't be a jerk to yourself about it, you guys. Like, if you're going to be hard on yourself, like so hard on yourself about what's going on, then that's defeating the purpose, right? Like, you can't shift things if you're kicking your own ass over it, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's what I have to say about that. I think that, oh yeah, I was going to give you a couple more examples. This is what happens when I just I put tripods everywhere in my house. That's the other thing. Be prepared, right? I want to be able to just speak the words when I need to speak them, because that is the most successful thing for me. I feel the best. I'm constantly putting out free shit for you guys, which makes me happy also. Like, all those things are good. So how do I prepare for that? I bought fucking tripods for every room in my house. Like, I have a little short one that sits right here and it lives here in my vanity. I have one with a light that lives in my bathroom, or not bathroom. This is my bathroom. Welcome to my bathroom. In my closet, I have one. I've always had one that lives in my office. But then there's one that lives in the kitchen too, and it's a little guy, and he switched down, and I can push the button, and he pops back up. I actually took him to my brother's house for Christmas so we could take a family photo. But like, you can make these things and prepare yourself for this shit in advance, like, if you want to, though, right? Like, if you want to set yourself up for success. So that's also where meal prepping comes in, where people are like, how do you come up with the energy to meal prep? It's like, dude, I don't want to do it ever. Like, I don't have the energy to do it. That's not the point. The point's not how do I have the energy to do it. The point is, I know that if I don't do it, I know me. I'm not going to freaking eat well or eat at all. Like, I know this of myself. I'm still dealing with the health issues that I've had for forever, and there's a lot that comes with that, right? So learning how to heal and prepare is a big part of that. So you definitely, you just have to be willing to look at your own shit and prepare for those excuses. You know what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Again, if y'all are saying anything, I can't see it for whatever reason. Oh my God, eyebrows. That's something that the good Lord blessed me with, really good eyebrows. So it just takes me barely any time. Some women have shit eyebrows. It's a thing. And I'm lucky that I don't. People are like, did you get your eyebrows microbladed? I'm like, no, this is the way they grow in my head. Anyways, go out into the world. Look at your life today. Look at your life this week, this month, whatever. And think of like little things that you can do to prepare yourself in advance for the crap that stops you from being productive and stops you from doing the things you say you want. That's the other thing. If you really do want the thing that you say that you want, you're going to do whatever you have to do to get it. And you're not going to stop. I've been building this business for almost 10 years, y'all. Full time for 8. Can you believe that? That's crazy. It's not perfect. It's hard. It's me. So it's like struggling, you know, because it's not a product. I am the fucking product. So like that's a whole other ballgame than most businesses. But I refuse to stop. Like when I look at my company and I look at myself, I see published books and habit trackers with my name on them that people have across the world. I see people in my basement until it gets so big I have to go somewhere else. But packaging orders, like I see it in my head, you know? I know that that's what we're building. I say we, me and myself and I, but yeah, that's that. So I also know what it takes to get there. Being healthy, having self-awareness, being in my right state of mind, like having my head in the right place. Like without all of those things, none of that is fucking possible. So it's all connected, y'all. Oh, this is the, I think this is really loud. This is a cute little guy that my brushes live in. Amazon special. Anyways, go to the world. Have a great day. Be a good human. Happy New Year, babe. See ya.